People of the internet, RetroRaconteur here, and this is the brand new Obscurus card, and trust me guys, it absolutely slaps in PvP. I finally got one. It took me a while, but we're going to take a look at two matches today. The first match, you're going to see some pretty good uses of the card. The second match, you're going to see some things that I never even expected that this card would be able to do, especially if you're a Bellatrix user. I am loving this card so far. It took me a while to get it. A lot of red keys, but finally got it. Running my Bellatrix Echo right now, which if you guys are Bellatrix players, Obscurus is going to be very nice for you too. It's going to be very nice because you see how my meter right there for the Death Eater was going up with Atmospheric Charm? Well, just wait a second here when we actually use it. Actually use Obscurus. So this fight, starting off, you know, pretty even so far. They've got a little bit of an advantage right now. That was a great Confringo they used early on. I kind of wasted that Expulso because I think Hermione was walking in there anyway. They are running a Hermione Echo, and of course I'm running Bellatrix here. So we get the Pixies going with the Bomb Box. They throw a Thunderstorm. Unfortunately, it took me a bit. I finally got Nebulous. By this point, I decide, let's go ahead and use it anyway. Just so I can recover a little bit of health right there. Maybe not the best use of Nebulous. And then you see I've got Obscurus ready. I'm just waiting for the right moment to use it. Now, I've been experimenting with using it against mobs and also using it against just one or two. So watch this. They go in Nebulous. McGonagall's in there too. And I've got 5 right now. I throw Obscurus. So it almost takes care of McGonagall, but does some pretty solid damage against them and also helps to build up my Death Eater meter. So now I can throw Ron. We can throw the Death Eater. We got Pixies. We got Bomb Box. And the comeback begins. Got the cats going in there as well. This time, I've got Nebulous right at the beginning of Thunderstorm. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it. Because I know they're probably not going to be able to force me out of Nebulous. Because I'm just sending away. Right there. Look at that. Obscurus just when they get inside the Nebulous. So basically, it completely negates their Nebulous right there and also does quite a bit of damage. Now, the downside of Obscurus, you guys might notice the red damage numbers that appear whenever they hit me immediately after. So that is the biggest counter to this card right now, is if you can hit them within 5 seconds of them. Okay, so you look at my character right here. See the little red? That means that I am more susceptible, 40% more, on damage for the next 5 seconds. So anytime somebody uses Obscurus against you, if you can get a lot of damage on them very quick after that, then it's going to be a great move for you. Alright, so now we're just sitting in Hagrid, and the comeback is just about complete. We've got Atmospheric Charm going. They go in Nebulous, and then look, to finish off the fight right there. Okay, now in this fight right here is where you're going to see 2 absolutely insane uses for this card that I did not think about. So remember how I said I was trying to decide whether it's good for mobs, whether it's good for just one person. The reason at first I thought it might be good for mobs, which it can be, but I don't think it hits every single person inside the range an equal number of times. So the way the card works is it's just a series of basic attacks in very rapid succession. I think it's like 4 or 5. We'll check the card here in a second. And then it ends with sort of this explosion at the end, which does the big damage. So you want them to be in for the end of that. And also, if you're on the other side of it, you want to get out of that. So keep that in mind, that I said I've been experimenting with mobs. So there you see our first use of Obscurus right there. And look at that. You can use it to deliver a Death Eater. We ran a tournament last night in our live stream, and someone described it to me as being sort of similar to Broomstick, which I hadn't thought about. Because you're actually turning into the Obscurus. So, because I was over there and I used it just when my Death Eater was about to arrive, it also transports the Death Eater. Didn't do a ton of damage, but it did a little bit, and it's going to catch the opponent off guard. Just think about if you're ready for 2 Death Eaters, if you're ready for 3 Death Eaters, and you're able to time that just right where you use the Obscurus. Now notice, this person is also running Bellatrix, and we just got a really big advantage right now. Here comes Ron. I'm getting hit by the Death Eater, not much I can do. So here we go, Obscurus coming up right now. And it just about finishes off Ron and also took care of the pixies. So I don't think it's going to be good for a lot of mobs, but if they're all kind of weak, I think it'll be able to finish them off. Pier Totem Locomotor. That one, I don't have any video of that one, but I did use it a couple times, and it does good damage. But keep in mind, most people's Pier Totem Locomotor cards are already upgraded, whereas mine is just, the Obscurus is only a level 9 right here. Hopefully I can get more of them to upgrade it. But alright, we're almost to the point of the next insane use of Obscurus. See the Death Eater just getting big-time damage right there. Alright, so it looks like they're almost dead, right? It looks like it's over. No. No, they bring out Haggard. They get Thunderstorm going. I go in Nebulous, and then they're going to call in... Hold on, wait for it. Antipodian Opali, look at that. It's almost at full health. Obscurus just instantly takes out the Opali. And again, mine is just a level 9, and then we go on and get the victory. Now, another big question I had about this card is how exactly will it play with the Snape Echo? And you can see here that it does slightly more damage, but not as much as I thought it would. Now, if you go into the description, which I always encourage players to do, because there's almost always going to be some sort of little nugget of information here that's going to be helpful that maybe you didn't know before, like this right here, Invincible Obscurus. This is very important. Transforms you into an Invincible Obscurus. And then here's what it's actually going to do. It's going to launch 6 rapid basic attacks on random enemy units in the target area while briefly slowing them. So, if you use it on a bunch of mobs, it is not going to do the damage equally. It is spread out randomly between them. So if there's a lot of mobs, you probably don't want to use it. 2 to 3, maybe they're kind of low health, then it might be a really good time to use it. After the attacks, though, the target zone explodes, dealing massive damage to all enemy units inside and erasing the Obscurus status, so you're no longer invincible at that point. You then return to your starting point. So you can be in all different areas of the map and use this card to kind of jump around anywhere, and then it's going to take you right back where you were. Where's the downside, right? There's got to be some disadvantage to this card. Here it is. If there are no opponent units in the target area, the area will be detonated and the attack will end. When the Obscurus effect wears off, you are weakened and take 40% more damage for 5 seconds. So you have to be very careful here. You don't necessarily want to use this when you know they have a lot of MP built up. If they were able to throw something like Inflatus and Whizbang right after this, that is just incredible, incredible damage. If you want to know more about that card, I already have a video about how this deck with Hermione is so incredibly OP. It's over on the right side of your screen now, so check that one out next, guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.